be great at adjusting, because that's what differentiates us in our profession. Be great at that, but on the same note, be ready to evolve past that. What's going on, everyone? Dr. Todd from Gonstead Spine Wellness in MoveNow University, and I'm out here on a family trip in beautiful Lake Tahoe on the California side, but don't tell anyone. And I wanted to make a video talking about something that kind of a change of pace. This is my video to future chiropractors, to current students, to recent graduates. And I think this is relevant for chiropractors to see, and for patients out there to also get a little bit of the inside scoop of just what happens within our profession. So before we get started, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, like, comment below, let us know what you think about this video, what else you want to see, share this with others, and turn on your notifications too so you can be in the loop when we come out with new videos. So isn't that a cool background there? Beautiful Lake Tahoe. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so first words of wisdom that I would give to a current chiropractor, recent graduate chiropractic student, is make sure you get really, really great at the main thing that we do as chiropractors, which is adjusting. Having a protocol, having a system to find what segment in the spine or extremity joint, which area needs to be worked on, and then how to work on that, how to manage someone's case appropriately, how to know what to do on a visit, how to give recommendations of when to come in for the next visit. Understand how to actually deliver, how to find and deliver an adjustment, that's first and foremost, and then how to actually manage someone accordingly so that you can follow up with them in a timely fashion and get the best results. So versus letting people think that they can come in one time and that's gonna fix everything, or on the flip side, being one of those guys that just tells someone they have to come in 3 times a week for the rest of their life with no end in sight. Make sure you don't do that, because that's one of the number one things that we see in practice that is lacking, is the ability to actually do that piece properly. And that's what makes us unique in this profession. So master that. Number 2, having some sort of goals set in place for your patient. Have an actual destination of where they're getting, make it very clear to them so they understand why they're doing the care with you, what the expectation is, where they're going in the care, meaning not just coming in until the pain goes away, not just coming in until they get so sick of coming in because you haven't given them clear direction, they fall off the face of the planet, not just coming in 3 times a week forever because that's wellness care, but have measurable, tangible goals that you can set up in place so your patients know where they're going. And then along the way, and this is kind of like part 2B, along the way, make sure that you have ways of objectively measuring how they get there. So whether you're measuring using comparative x-rays, comparative posture, various examination findings, range of motion, functional movement assessment findings, have some sort of objective measurement so the patient can actually see that they're getting better and they're moving in the right direction, because not only is that important for them to validate the care that you gave them, but it's also an important way to get them to stay engaged and to follow through so they can get the best results possible. If you can't help them see this mentally as far as why they're doing this care, then they're gonna fall off. And then are they gonna be able to benefit from the true benefits of lifetime chiropractic care, of keeping your spine strong and healthy for a lifetime, the true prevention, the thing that we do so well as chiropractors? Are they gonna get that if they fall off? No. Are they gonna get that if they think this is short-term pain relief? No. Are they gonna get that if they burn out because you're telling them to come in, at this crazy frequency forever and they don't see any end in sight, so they quit? No. So make sure you have those things in place. Huge. Third thing that I would highly recommend that a chiropractic student or recent chiropractor, even seasoned chiropractor for that matter, has for your patients, because people want this, that is resources. Resources for them to go further, resources for them to continue on outside of your office. Not just come in, get treatment done, learn something, and then go off into the world with no interaction whatsoever, but have some sort of connection to your patients. Now with all the different online stuff and social media and special groups and email and text, it makes it very, very easy, but people are a little bit sick of just being marketed to, being advertised to. So this is not something that is set up in place to try to sell them something, but it's to give them value. It's to provide a ton of value. Whoa, I'm about to get wet here. So examples of this would be having like an online exercise library that your patients can access. Things that you teach them in office, then show them something they can do on their own at home. Examples of this is having some sort of curriculum that patients can go through. So like week 1, what's the stuff you want them to learn? Show them that. Show them in video form. Video is very easy for people to be engaged with. Week 2, what are things you want to teach them? What are the things that week by week you may not have an opportunity to really educate your patients face to face, so you use technology to automate the process and provide the value so that when patients want to jump into it, they have access to it. Number 4, what's the 4th thing that I would highly recommend for you to have in place for your patients, and I wish I would have done a long time ago? That's a mindset and a mentality that the learning never ends. We get very technique specific in chiropractic school and early on in practice. We think that the technique that we got introduced to, that brought us to chiropractic, is the only thing we're gonna do for our next 30, 40, 50 years in practice. And that just simply, I don't know, it might be true for some. That's a very closed way of looking at things, in the sense that we're always evolving, we're always learning, we're always improving. So like for myself, I got started in Gonstead, which is a very specific type of hands-on adjusting. I've now evolved to do Gonstead plus curve correction with chiropractic biophysics plus functional movement assessment and corrective exercise. I never thought I would do that necessarily, but the reason that I did that is because I wanted to get better outcomes for my patients. So there's a lot that I've learned along the way. My first several years in practice, I was very closed-minded to learning anything outside of the adjustment, because I was programmed to think that that was the beginning and end of everything. So I would just say keep a very open mind that even though, like the very first thing I said, be very good at finding and fixing segmental issues in the spine, subluxation in the spine, be great at adjusting, because that's what differentiates us in our profession. Be great at that, but on the same note, be ready to evolve past that to take other ancillary things that your patients need and want and be able to deliver. Because on the flip side, if you don't do that and you say, all I'm gonna do is be really great at this one thing, the problem that you face, as much as your patients may understand the philosophy, may understand the why, when something else comes about, which it will, and they go over to a physical therapist or a personal trainer or someone else that doesn't share the same pure chiropractic philosophy, guess what? They just showed them a stretch or an exercise or a gizmo or a gadget or something that now makes that patient say, oh, that was really helpful. That helped me. I'm gonna jump ship. And now I know we all have our very loyal patients who totally get what we are doing, and they'll likely be with us for a lifetime, and that's great. What I'm trying to talk about is the vast majority of the population, the way that people think. They want results, especially nowadays with YouTube and everything else. They're watching exercise videos, they're watching how-to videos. You be the resource, you be the person to deliver this for them. Yes, it'll take a little bit more time and energy and dedication, but that's why we got into this, right? Chiropractor, doctor. Doctor means what? Doctor means teacher. So our prerogative, our responsibility is to provide education and to teach our patients. Okay, that's it. Wrapping it up. Just wanted to make a quick video, speaking some words that I was thinking of as far as advice that I would give to my former self years and years ago. I probably wouldn't have wanted to hear it when I was my first several years in practice, because I was pretty close to thinking that the way that I practiced then was the way I was going to practice always. Man, has that changed. So if I can just give some encouraging words, it would be never say never, always be open to learning new things. It doesn't mean you have to abandon your core principles. I feel like I'm still very principled in what I do and what I believe, but I've added to it, I've expanded it to do more for my patients, do more for our community, and really deliver a more well-rounded level of care. You can do it too. Now I'm not in Lake Tahoe anymore, I'm in my backyard. I almost forgot the 5th tip. The 5th tip I would say is up your communication game. Never stop learning how to properly communicate. Don't see communication as a bad word, as a bad thing, as manipulation. I'm not saying manipulate your patients. I'm saying understand that your patients are human beings and they make decisions based on how human beings make decisions. You may have the best product in the world to show them, to help them with, but if they don't want it, if they don't understand it, if they don't develop their own why that attaches to that thing that's going to help them achieve a higher level of health, are they going to do it? No. So you have to be able to communicate effectively and properly with them in an honest and ethical way for them to see that what you have is going to be truly valuable for them and their family, so they can partake in this and they can benefit from it. They can change their lives. They can transform into the person that they want to be. They can live with abundant health and happiness and certainty. That's what they want. That's what you want, right? So make sure that you communicate properly and you put the time and energy that communication deserves. Learn this, understand this. This isn't just a thing in passing. Become a masterful communicator. It is super important. Your patients' lives depend on it. All right, there you have it. I hope those 5 tips were helpful for you. Listen, if you're a chiropractor that just graduated, you've been in practice for a while, and the stuff I just talked about resonates with you, if you want to do this in your practice, which I think you absolutely should, reach out to us. Check out MoveNowU below. You can find out more about this program and how you can put this inside of your practice. We work with chiropractors all over the country, really all over the world. And if you're a patient and you're looking for this style of care, this level of care, you can come see us in Idaho. You can reach out to us and we can tell you about all the different chiropractors all around the country. You can also see some info on MoveNowU.com on how to get a hold of me directly and in the description below on this video. So with that said, when it comes to the health of you and your family and your patients, results matter most.